The universe held its breath the moment the human began to glow. In the heart of the rim, inside a chamber older than stars, Dr. Lena Morin stood trembling as every alien sensor screamed the same thing, a godfire frequency coming from her. Admirals panicked, empires watched. The floor cracked beneath her feet as a beam of impossible light erupted from her chest and tore open the sky above the Dyson fragment. And in that blinding flare, a cosmic intelligence, a being of starlight and memory emerged and spoke a single, chilling sentence. Human, why do you carry the flame of the gods? The galaxy had chased godfire for 10,000 years, but today it chose a human. The universe was old, older than memory, older than recorded time, older even than the species who had once tried to rule it. But nothing in all that unfathomable age had prepared the galaxy for the moment a human, a soft-bodied, fire-loving, reckless creature from a blue death world would walk into the Hall of Resonance and change the fate of civilizations. The hall itself was carved into the inner shell of a Dyson fragment, an artifact left by a species so ancient that their bones had turned to stardust long before the first Varelli hatched. That it was here, beneath a ceiling of floating light veins, that Dr. Lena Morin stood small, mortal, trembling. Yet every scanner reading screamed the same impossible thing. Her brain was resonating with a godfire frequency. Admiral Vesh stepped forward, towering, insectoid, wings folded tight in agitation. Human, he rasped. All godfire signals originate from relics, megastructures, or starborn entities. Never his mandibles clicked from living flesh. Lena tried not to shrink beneath the dozen alien eyes staring down at her. Her voice was barely a whisper. I didn't mean to activate anything. Impossible, Vesh hissed. Godfire does not activate on accident. The room buzzed with silent panic. Whole empires had died chasing godfire. Now it pulsed inside a human skull. It had begun 3 weeks earlier. Lena had been part of a human research team cataloging ancient star ruins on Kepler 2 to F, buried beneath crystalline dunes. They found a single sphere, pale, translucent, humming like a heartbeat encased in time. The moment Lena touched it, the sphere dissolved into light and flowed into her dot. She lost consciousness for 12 hours. When she awoke, every dream she had was full of stars, speaking in languages older than physics. That the alien coalition detained her immediately. Humans might have been adaptable, bold, frighteningly resilient, but no one believed they could be chosen by God. Fire. Back in the Hall of Resonance, Lena's breath hitched. Something was building, a hum, a tone that vibrated the marrow of every creature present. The lights overhead flickered, the walls pulsed, the air crystallized with energy. Vesh shouted, stabilize the chamber, now. But Lena wasn't hearing him anymore. A voice, deep, layered, orchestral, whispered in her mind. Why do you trespass, flame child? Her knees buckled. She clutched her head. This wasn't telepathy. It was like the universe itself was speaking, and she understood it. The archive, the consciousness stored inside the Godfire network, was reaching out. I didn't trespass, she whispered. You called me. The chamber temperature spiked by 40 degrees instantly. Aliens scrambled, some fainting, others shielding their sensory organs. Vesh hissed. Human, stop. Whatever you're answering, stop. But Lena couldn't, because the voice was no longer distant. It was inside her. Light exploded from her chest, not outward, but upward, a beam piercing the chamber's ceiling like a spear of newborn sun. Panels shattered. Energy shields flickered alive. Every alien dropped to their knees. A hologram formed. In the beam, an ethereal cosmic being made of drifting starlight, like a humanoid galaxy wrapped in living nebulae. Gasps rippled across the hall. A starborn eternal, a myth, a relic older than the big rip cycles, a god. To some cultures, it gazed at Lena, and only her. Human, you touched the archive seed. Her voice was a tremor. Ah yes, only minds capable of surviving paradox can withstand God. Paradox. Humans were paradox incarnate, fragile yet unstoppable, fearful yet defiant, destructive yet compassionate. So you chose me, Lena whispered. No, the entity said. You chose us. The energy flared brighter. Admiral Vesh screamed over the roar. Disconnect the human. She's linking into the Godfire core. The floor cracked as gravitational pressure spiked. Her brain will liquefy. But Lena wasn't being crushed. She was absorbing the pressure. Every molecule of her body burned with luminous agony. But she held. Images flooded her vision. Collapsed civilizations. Star engines. Cosmic wars that tore reality itself. Knowledge older than entropy. The Eternal's voice deepened. Show us your will, human. Her heartbeat thundered. Fear, pain, sorrow, hope. And beneath all of it, that stubborn, impossible human thing, determination. She reached toward the light and did what no alien species had ever considered. She pulled it into herself. The chamber exploded in a storm of radiance. When the blinding glow finally dimmed, she stood upright, alive. Changed. Her eyes were rings of molten gold, nebulae swirling within. Her skin shimmered faintly, as if starlight was bleeding through her veins. Admiral Vesh stared up at her, trembling. What are you? Lena raised her hand. A small sphere of Godfire danced above her palm. Perfect, controlled, gentle. I'm still human, she said softly, but I understand now. She looked at the Eternal. This power doesn't answer to superiority, hierarchy, or ancient lineage, it answers to choice. The Eternal bowed, its vast shimmering head. The ascendant flame chooses its bearer, and it has chosen you. News traveled through the galaxy faster than any starship. A human claimed Godfire, a power entire civilizations failed to awaken, a force capable of bending physics, reweaving reality, igniting or extinguishing suns. Some alien governments panicked, some plotted, some prayed, and some wanted her dead. Humanity itself wasn't sure what to do with her. Was she a guardian, a weapon, a prophet? But Lena didn't want thrones or power. She wanted answers. Because Godfire whispered something terrifying. The Void Lords are awakening. The same entities that killed the Eternal's creators. The same darkness that devoured the universe in the previous cycle. Humanity wasn't ready. The galaxy wasn't ready. But Godfire chose Lena, and humans had a reputation for being terrifying when cornered. Eternal spoke to her privately as the others argued. Your species burns brighter than any we have seen, but brightness attracts shadows. Lena clenched her jaw. What do they want from me? Your spark, your will, your defiance, your paradox. The Eternal's form flickered. The Void Lords do not fear our creators. They fear you. Her breath caught me, but then she understood. The Godfire had waited eons for a species reckless enough to wield it, bold enough to stand against extinction, wild enough to defy cosmic inevitabilities. Only humans were foolish and brilliant enough to try, she whispered. Then, I'll give them a reason to fear. When she returned to Earth's orbit, 10,000 ships accompanied her, some as allies, some as observers, some trembling with uncertainty. The Human Council watched as she stepped off the shuttle, radiant and changed. Dr. Morin, the High Chancellor, said slowly, what exactly are you now? Lena looked up at the stars, her stars now, and breathed in cosmic fire. A warning, she said, and a promise. She lifted her hand. A star bloomed in her palm like a living ember. Humanity has spent millennia looking up, she whispered. Now the universe looks back. Across the galaxy, species rewrote their threat assessments, their theories, their histories, their fears, because something unimaginable had happened. A human spoke to God, and Godfire listened. Humanity, the Deathworlders, the problem-solvers, the stubborn survivors, had become something else. The flame at the end of the dark, the paradox the universe couldn't break. The species that could turn extinction into defiance. The void trembled. For the first time in a billion years, because the universe had a new defender, a human wrapped in cosmic fire. And humans fight hardest when everything is burning.